Okay folks, so I wanted to show you this set of Max for Live devices I've been working on. The idea is that there's an instance of Home Assistant living on the same network as this computer that's running Ableton. And then these devices can go and get any sensor data from Home Assistant and then map that sensor data into any parameter in Ableton Live. And I've got two Max for Live devices here. We've got one that's a receiver that just receives all data that is available from Home Assistant. You can kind of see here, if I scroll down, there's a lot of stuff here. And then there's an accompanying Max for Live device that's a mapper. And so here we can kind of choose a sensor type from broad categories that are derived from our sensor data. So I might say, okay, temperature. And then what we can do is this will show us our temperature data, temperature sensors. And we can choose a temperature sensor, and this will then automatically show us the raw data value, the units for that data value. And then we can say, okay, what's our input range? What kind of range are we expecting for this data? Because it's April here at the moment and I'm mapping it from temperature, I'm just going to say 5 degrees to 30 degrees Celsius. The units are derived from the sensor data as well. And then we can map that data in terms of scaling it to our Ableton parameter from 0% to 100%. We can also smooth our data steps, and every 5 seconds this data is updated. Now that doesn't mean that necessarily Home Assistant is always going to get output new data values every 5 seconds, but we're just checking to see if there's more data. Then from there we can then map these parameters to any parameters in Ableton. So in this case I've just got it mapped to these 3 track volume levels, and then we can smooth that mapping. So over time, the track volume here is going to change depending on the temperature changes in my house. Let's have a quick look at what's going on under the hood of these devices. So really this is using node.codebox that's running some node.js code. And the main point here is that we're using a sort of semi-permanent authorization token that's derived from Home Assistant for a particular user. We're using that in conjunction with just the local URL for Home Assistant. And then just using a REST API to get that data and convert it into a max dict. That max dict gets updated every 5 seconds, and then because it's defined as a global dictionary, it'll be available to other devices within this Ableton session. From a Home Assistant point of view, really the only thing here, it's very non-obtrusive in terms of getting this data. The important thing here is we just need to create a long-lived access token and use that inside of this max patch where it says auth token. Inside of there is my permanent token, which is used to authorize getting the data from Home Assistant. Besides generating this token once, in fact it's valid for 10 years, and besides generating this token once, there's no other modifications that have to happen to Home Assistant or the Home Assistant install and setup. Isn't that fantastic? And then within the receiving patch, that basically just looks inside of this dictionary and then derives what are the broad sensor categories, what are the individual sensors, and then gets the raw data for that particular sensor ID, allowing us to map it. So yeah, just thought I'd share this one. It's available on my GitHub now.